Hello everyone and welcome to Thursday Live Lessons here on Ukulele on the Ground. My name is Aldrin Guerrero. Special guest, Mr. Ben Anderson. How are you, Ben?
I'm very well, thank you, Aldrin.
From all the way from Czech Republic. So Ben here, he sells ukuleles, he plays ukuleles, he puts together ukulele festivals. So we got a very knowledgeable person here live with us today. So he's going to be sharing, some knowledge with us, ukulele knowledge. Also joining us as usual, Mr. Aaron, the voice Nakamura. Say what's up, Aaron?
What's up?
And Mr. Kahai, the legend Fergan. Say what's up, Kahai?
What's up?
So what this is basically a show that we answer some questions or anything that we get, emails and stuff like that. We try to create a discussion amongst us and come up with the best possible answer. We are live, so this is Thursday live lesson. So if you guys have any questions or anything like that, type it in the live chat that we have right now. So chat along with us. Like I said, we have a very knowledgeable person here. So if you guys have any kind of questions, especially in the European market, like ukulele market, which is totally different from our knowledge here in America, and that's why I wanted to bring him in. And let's start off with telling us a little bit about yourself, man.
Okay, my name's Ben. I'm originally from England, but I've been living near Prague for the last 25 years in the Czech Republic. Came to music, I've always been involved in an amateur way in bits of music, but I've never played anything. It's debatable whether I can play anything now, but that's another question. But I came to the ukulele by chance, like a lot of people, about 8 or 9 years ago, and living in a small country. No players were coming, there was no tuition, no models available, so I started exploring through the internet. And I realised the only way to actually see some good players was to have a festival. So I decided to start a festival. And this year it'll be the 7th year. Aldrin, you've been here. You've been there twice.
Yeah, twice.
And we always try to get, although it's a European festival, financial concerns dictate that most of the people come from Europe, but we always try to get a few people from this side of the world, and it's
nice
always been really good.
Yeah.
So,
it's a nice audience. Plus, you got some awesome people that are coming from Hawaii. Like not just myself. You brought over Honoka Nazita one year, and then you had Honoka by herself on another year. You've also had Kimo Hasi.
Kimo's been there twice as well.
Yeah. Who else have you had from Hawaii?
Abe Lagrimas Jr. He's not been at the festival, but he's the first Hawaiian to step foot in our village, because our village is like it's about 1 mile outside of Prague.
Okay.
And Abe phoned me up a couple of years ago. He was in Prague with his wife, and could he come and play? I said, yeah. So we played for beer.
Nice.
So.
Taimane, I heard has been
Taimana's been there as well.
So you've had some great names coming in.
Yes.
I'm at the bottom of that list, but some great names like Honoka Nazita and Taimane Guard and Kimo Hasi, legends now in the business, future legends in the business. Honoka Nazita and stuff. So I gotta ask you this. This is not a question from the audience and stuff, and I've seen the differences, but I ask you, what do you feel are the major differences between the audiences in Europe and audiences here, or ukulele aficionados in general?
I don't know, because I've never actually, apart from last night to your concert, I've never been to a ukulele concert in the US, so it's probably not the right question. But from what I've heard, from what people have said, it's the demographic. And even the more established ukulele festivals in Great Britain, they are more to the UK model. If you look at my festival in the Czech Republic, the Polish festival, the demographic is a lot younger. So you'll get a lot of young kids, 19, 20-year-olds playing. And if you go to the Polish festival, which is, give Monica a plug, in about a month's time, somewhere between Katowice and Krakow, the average age is going to be 20. And they're really young, and they're really enthusiastic. Once the show finishes, then they'll be jamming all night.
Yeah,
I know, because I had to sleep in the room where they were jamming. But that's great, and it's in the middle of nowhere. But it's really fantastic show.
Yeah. So. And I mean, I've always loved the Czech Fest. It's actually I've told the audience before, it's one of my favorite festivals to play. Only because the people that you get there are really fun people. You got Ukulele Zaza that comes down. You got Ken Middleton that comes down. You have Paul Moore, and these are all regulars.
They're regulars,
that come down and stuff. And every year that I've gone, they're always there, and they're good fun. They're great players. They're good teachers as well. Like Paul Moore teaches in Israel. He's got a bunch of kids, that he's been teaching, and of course, Ukulele Zaza's, written many books like on how to play ukulele. So got a great lineup over there. Fun people.
Yeah. We always try to make it so it's not cabaret but fun. So there are acts that have something to really push. Not just a virtuosity, which is one thing. Everybody's a great musician, but there's always something else that keeps the crowd really interested. And we also try to keep the crowd involved, the audience involved, so they can play. And the one thing that really helps is that the festival takes place in a
brewery.
In a brewery, which has cheap beer. And so after somebody's performed, they'll come and sit with the audience, and they'll be sharing a beer together, having a chat. And again, that goes on until the small hours of the morning.
Well, what's the drinking age there?
Drinking it.
The legal drinking age, or the actual drinking age.
You didn't do it, but I heard air quotes.
You could hear the air quotes.
18, strictly 18.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah, well, because I was just thinking, if your average age is 20, like in the States, we wouldn't be able to have it in a brewery.
No, it'd be an empty festival here now.
So Kai, you got 3 years left.
Yeah.
But so now that you've seen like an audience, say the audience that we had last night, what do you think is the difference?
I don't know. Yesterday was a holiday making audience,
I guess
so it is
yeah.
different. And the guys, if I have a festival, everybody who comes to see you knows who you are. And they know a bit what to expect, but
all three of them.
but last night it was a bit. The first day of my festival, I always have it's as we call it, the day trip. We go. I'll take the festival to another town.
Those are always fun
for logistical reasons. No more than 100 kilometers from Prague. That's 60 miles. And it's usually in a historical setting, and in an endeavour so that we get maybe 150, 200 people who are there for the ukuleles, but there'll be lots of tourists just walking in, and it's free, so people just walk past, stop, think, what's this? What are they playing? They're playing ukuleles. I've never seen anybody play a ukulele like that. I thought it was like a folk instrument. This is weird. And they stay.
I don't know how to feel.
Yeah. And then the next year they come to the actual festival. They pay their ticket price and come and see other people. And they come up to see me and say, we only just by chance came along, and we thought it was brilliant. And that's how I came into it. So it's like kind of passing on the baton.
That's cool. Yeah,
it works.
So kind of like marketing, like a
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when he says day trip, the first year that I went, the day trip that he's talking about, we went to a castle and we played like at a castle. It was insane, and there was like a bunch of us who brought our ukuleles over, and then Honoka and Azito played a show and stuff. And it was just insane. I've never been to a castle before. I played a lot of Mario.
Like a real
Super
castle,
Mario.
yeah.
I've been to castles in Super Mario. That's pretty much the closest that I've been to.
This
not
castle
Disneyland.
Not Disneyland.
I think this castle was built in the 15th century for King Charles IV to put his jewels in.
It was just,
It's a storage room.
And then then the Swedish came, invaded, and took the jewels away.
My jewels now, Charles.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's really amazing, and I mean, like the walk there was really pretty. It was really nice, and once we finally got there, I'm like, this is insane. So I took 45 minutes and ran off, and took a little tour of the castle and stuff with shout out to Dead Man's Uke. So it was me and the Smithies.
The Castellan took me there. Yeah, the actual guy who runs the castle, looks after the castle, gave him a personal tour.
Wow.
Of parts that I've never seen. You went in the Golden Chamber, didn't you? I think.
Yeah. Well, he was one of the 3 people that recognized me. But it was really cool, and that's actually how I got to know the Dead Man's Uke guys and stuff. The Smithies are really really awesome dudes. But we were just like walking around and like, this person died in this room and this person died in this room and that room. That's how they became a martyr. And then like me and Jake Smithies are like, you want to become a martyr? Like a murderer in this place, right in this room right now. Turn into a martyr. But it was super fun. Like I said, there's just all these fun people that come down, and people from all around the world come to this festival. It's not just people from the Czech Republic that come to that festival. It's like all over the place. I've talked to people that came from from Australia, people from Japan, people not just Hawaii and
Do you know who like traveled the farthest to get to your guys' festival? Would you happen to know?
Aldrin.
I guess so.
This is we are literally. It's if you kind of dug a hole here, we'd end up in my living room.
Well, we should get somebody at least a little bit better than that.
Okay, we are live, so if anyone in the chat has any questions.
Yeah, we do have a question from Daniel. He asked, after 7 years, what are do's and don'ts that you've learned from running a festival?
That's a good one.
Or if you're going to transport a few hundred people who've just been drinking all day, make sure you have really friendly bus drivers. That's something you really got to do. Do's.
It's like half the people showed up and half the people got kicked off.
Do's, you just try and keep everything as simple, as straightforward as possible, and try and, if somebody's sitting at the back and they're not really being involved, try and find a way to get them into the heart, and then everybody likes it, and not just that one person, but everybody else feels better that there's nobody just not joining in.
So that's good advice if you're it doesn't have to be that you're putting on a festival. If you're attending a festival and you see somebody who's sitting out there, try to invite them in, jam, have fun. Yeah.
So what do you feel is the ratio of people who actually sign up for workshops against the people who just come there to watch the performances?
We have generally, I think, about 16 or 17 workshops over the 2 main days of the festival, and they are nearly always full. So you're probably talking about 150 people, 200 people who are actively involved in a workshop at one time. We have ones right from beginner lessons up to master classes, depending on who's performing at the time, and so it's probably about 15% of the audience will have one part of the they'll go to a workshop. But we also have open mics and play-alongs as well, to try and get everybody involved. And I'll always designate one player to say, okay, you're the person doing a play-along, and they'll do it. So.
And it's kind of unique in a way, the Czech Festival, because it's set in this village. And pretty much everyone in the whole village is involved with this festival, including the mayor and stuff. I've seen the mayor jump up on bass and stuff, and started jamming with the people at the festival. And we've stayed at the mayor's house. When we were when we went there, it's really a big thing. It's a big deal for that tiny little village. How many people live in that village?
There's 750.
Oof,
so it basically doubles in population.
Just for the festival.
Some of the people are a bit, ukulele players again,
but eating all our food.
And jamming till 3 o'clock in the morning. But you can't please everybody.
How did you choose that village?
Because I live there.
Oh, okay.
And it's just kind of easier. So
yeah. Oh, nice.
So any funny stories from the festival
that I can repeat
that you would like to share?
Sunglasses.
You could say that, and you just can't say her name.
There was
Prada glasses.
Yeah, somebody after the day trip, somebody accosted me that they'd left their very expensive Prada sunglasses near this castle in the pub that we'd all had.
Already back at the village.
I'm already back in the village, 1 o'clock in the morning, and she was forcing me to give her the telephone number for the owner of this pub, and I said, I'm not going to give you the telephone number of this guy. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. He's been really good to us. He's given free food to all the players and everything. He's been really nice, and I'm going to give you his telephone number and wake him up. And she and stormed off. And then the next morning,
and he's 60 miles away, so it's not like you can do anything about it.
Well, first off, what was the connection of this person?
She was just one very dear friend of mine who's got such a kind heart, decided to take her under his wing, and so she could be his guest. And then she said, "Okay." And she moved into the mayor's house and took the best bed. You know, it really was Goldilocks kind of going into the mayor's house.
Yeah, she's not an artist, not a whatever.
She was annoying everybody. No, she started off by annoying me, and then she annoyed everybody else at the festival one by one. But then the first day of the festival proper, the Saturday morning, I got up to set all the stands and things up, and it had been raining, and so if it rains on a festival, then it's financial chaos. So I was really bad, I was very, very nervous. I got down there, I was getting water off the tops of these tents and everything. Oh, and she comes up to me and says, Ben, did you find out anything about my sunglasses? I said, no, I did not find anything out about your sunglasses. And she said, very seriously, you don't care about my sunglasses, do you? And I said, you know what? I don't give a beep, 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 beep about your beep sunglasses. And she went. She went away.
She left. Like she left out of it. And then our friend who brought her in, we're like, oh, she left. He was like, okay, well, good riddance. She was really terrible anyway.
It was so funny.
Yeah, she was, because I was supposed to stay at the mayor's place.
That's
with
them.
But she took the room with the extra space that I was supposed to go in. So I got because I was roomed with Manitoba Hal.
Yes.
But Manitoba Hal had his friend rooming with us as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there was like 3 people in a 2-people room. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll go to the mayor's house instead, because there's room there, I thought. And then I came in and she was there. And then when she walked out, like Ben said, that's when I'm like, okay, I guess I'm taking this room. Then. And this is like, it was for the artist anyway, but she just I think I'll sleep here. No, but didn't she end up like going to
people that you meet
to the place across the street, and she paid for a couple nights?
No, she
didn't.
No, I think she just went. So.
That's just she.
Yeah,
that's like the Goldilocks story where Goldilocks gets eaten by the
it was. Yeah. I've never seen anyone like that before, like at a festival.
She was,
so like very demanding,
and not even invited,
Yeah,
suddenly she was the star.
She was just there. She was a star. Yeah, it was insane. And a little bit more to that story, like Honoka Nazita, was there at that same year and stuff, and she would she would ask them like, oh, could I hold your case and take pictures, of myself, so that it makes seem like it makes
with her sunglasses.
And
the thing is the thing about her sunglasses is, as soon as the festival opened, one of the German players, Silke, who plays for the Lucky Leles, she came and said, "Oh, by the way, has anybody lost these sunglasses? I found them in the pub last night."
So it all worked.
She just waited, being patient.
But yeah, she just wanted to, take her Instagram pictures. I'm at this ukulele festival. This is my ukulele, or my ukulele case and stuff. I'm like, no, that stuff is yours. Nor do you play ukulele, nor anything, So
she had a good singing voice.
Yes. She was not bad looking. She's gorgeous, actually.
Yeah,
gorgeous. But that's not gonna get your sunglasses back. There's definitely more stories, but that's the best. That's the safest one.
That's the safest one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's pure rock and roll.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of rock and roll that happens in it. I mean, it's a brewery. What do you expect? It's good fun. So just if you really want to get to meet Aldrin Guerrero, go to the Czech Festival and buy me a drink.
And buy him a drink, and you can afford to buy Aldrin a drink there, because
how much is a pint?
It's about $1.50.
$1.50 a pint
for a pint.
A pint.
Well, actually, it's half a liter, so it's actually because a pint is 0.56 liters, so it's
just
0.06 of a liter less.
But it's still $1.50.
But still,
$1.50.
Yeah,
not $1.50, buddy.
$7 to $10.
Yeah, because we were at Oasis last time where we played, and how much was beer there? It was like $10.
No, I think it was 7 or 8, something like that. Yeah,
it's pricey. So, how do you feel about paying full price for beer?
Thirsty.
Yeah.
Any other questions from the audiences?
So Renee asked, or I think earlier you said keep it simple, and she kind of asked like, what do you mean by keep it simple? Do you limit the options? Is that kind of the idea, or what?
Yeah, I tried to kind of have a theme. So I tried to make it comfortable for people. When I say simple, that's actually what did I mean when I said keep it simple?
What did you mean?
I think it means actually just being straightforward. I don't have complicated sets, complicated logos, complicated comparing, things like that. I just get up on stage and say, this is so and so. My assistant or co-producer Turka, she does the Czech part if she gets on stage on time, but she's notoriously slow, so I do it in my bad Czech and then in English, and then she corrects my mistakes. It's really just the fundamentals. The fundamentals are getting good players up there to do their show to an appreciative audience, and all the rest is purely secondary.
Oh, okay.
How's the reception of Hawaiian artists like up there? And so, because I know you have Chemo, like a lot of stuff. You bring him up there with David Chen. You guys do not just the Czech Festival. You guys do tours and stuff.
Yeah, we did the reception for Hawaiian artists is amazing because there's no other place for them to play really.
Yeah. And the styles are so different.
Yeah. It's also it's a very slowly growing genre in the region, in the whole of Central and Eastern Europe. So the audience sizes are not going to be big. Even in centre of Prague, it's going to be difficult to fill up a decent hall. Although Time Miner's coming coming to Prague in May, and there's like a 150-seater place that she'll be selling out, which is good. But the reception is good, or excellent. Czech crowds are very, very receptive. If the performance is good, I remember James Hill saying to me when he played a few years ago that it's one of the best crowds he's ever played with because they're responsive, but not intrusive for the player. So they'll actually give back, but they won't try and take over. And so that works really well. And it works at the Hawaiians as well. With Chemo and David, we after the festival 2 years ago, we then did a small retreat for about 4 days in a town in the south of the country. And then we followed on by doing a couple of gigs in Vienna and Munich, and we did a little bit of a road tour, tourism stuff, and just having a very, very laid back time. Cool. Which is something I want to repeat, and with other people from here. So
nice.
Is there anybody that you want to get, like that you never had come up before, and you want to get, or?
Well, you know who it is.
Jake.
Jake. This is the
you almost had him a couple times.
5th year in a row. You've said you can't do it, Jake.
just take him with you.
Just take him with you. He's right there.
Okay.
Say hi to Jake. He's right behind
you. So it's Jake and the Ukulele Orchestra of Great Britain. Neither of those have played yet, but it'll happen. So
good.
I've got a promise from Jake for next year, or his manager for next year. So that's public.
So I'm guessing we won't be doing next year.
So you'll be sued.
All that fund is going to go to the Jake fund. We'll go next year, Aaron. We'll go. He needs all that Jake money.
I won't eat, or my kids won't eat either.
You hear that, Jake? His kids are hungry. Play the show, man. Come on. Play the show.
But if he passes again, we'll take half is more than enough. half of what you would be paying him.
A quarter. We don't care. Don't take the Jake scraps.
Just make sure we can get $1.50 beers.
That's what you get paid in, actually.
Fantastic deal.
Hard to pay. It's some good pub food. Good pub food there. It's awesome. I mean, I had a great experience. I always tell everyone, about the Czech Festival and just how great of a time I had there. So it's always good. Okay, so because this is Ukulele on the Ground, we are a like a teaching site and stuff. I want to ask you to teach us one thing, which is you being somebody from Europe have all these techniques that we don't know how to do. We don't even know how to start approaching stuff. Yes. So could you do you have like a soprano or something? Is a soprano guy?
I think I have.
Okay,
one out.
so you mind showing us like a split stroke or a fan stroke or anything fancy like that?
You want me to show something on Ukulele Underground?
Because we've never done a lesson on.
I knew you were crazy. I didn't know you were insane.
I want to show off your skills just a little bit.
You've tried.
I've tried, and it's terrible.
I've tried to do it live, and it just. Well, it's not bad, but it always ends up like, nope, that's a Hawaiian vamp. We went back to a Hawaiian vamp, definitely.
It always turns into something like American or Hawaiian. So
Okay.
I'm not the most qualified person to teach European techniques. So is there any one European technique that you know well enough to be able to show our audience right now?
Running out of the door very, very quickly without paying is normally the one I use.
Can't afford those $1.50 beers.
No, I don't know. It's this triple stroke, which I suppose I can do
Okay,
sometimes. Yeah, but I mean, it's. But I use it in my play, but whether I can remember how to, break it up and show it. But
Okay.
I'll have a go. I'll have a go.
Yeah, all right.
So-
Yeah.
Right.
Just as best as you can, even if you
It might go out of tune. so-
don't like
Okay.
explain it well or whatever. Just
Yeah, so that's like kind of a bit of ancient sweet. So
yeah.
that's kind of as long as you haven't got a
I was like, I gotta
G,
put-
that's brilliant.
I gotta put Ben on the spot and have him play.
Oh yeah, I mean this is so kind of you. So yeah, so basically with the triple stroke,
Yeah.
it's in threes. That's why it's called a
Yeah,
triple stroke,
okay.
isn't it?
Okay,
So
gotcha.
so basically, there's loads of ways of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
The general way is you'll start off on your index finger, and you'll go down, and you go down like that. So
Okay, so down the pointer, down the thumb, and then
so index, thumb,
up.
up again,
Mm.
and also you've got the nail coming down, the flesh, and the flesh. So it's. You can also, there's all sorts of other things you can do with it, like you can make it all kind of like that. Very good friend of mine, Chris Huff, he did a retreat with us last year, and he can do this, and you can't see the hand move and everything. But he said before he actually learned how to do a triple stroke, he used to do it all just in downstrokes. Because he didn't know that triple. And then until he met a uke guy because he showed him how to do it. And he said it's so much easier. But then you can the kind of Formby thing is you kind of syncopate it, and if somebody like Ukulele Zaza's watching this, he's going to be laughing his pants off.
Remco's gonna be
So
it's a field day. Like, I saw that.
Yeah, so if Remco, Chris, you're watching this, please go to the kitchen.
Grab yourself a $1.50 beer. And,
So it's basically, you can do it on the C or G7, and you'll be basically.
okay.
Okay, so you're like.
Kind of syncopating it like that.
Okay, so you're doing the triple stroke with your right hand
Yeah.
and then kind of hammering on.
Yeah, if you can, I mean, on a larger
With your
ukulele,
left?
or you're better player than me, you can hammer on, but basically I'm just lifting my finger up and down.
Yeah. To create kind of
Yeah,
a
a bit of
different
syncopation.
syncopation.
That's it.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I probably just.
Thank you, Ben Anderson.
Yeah. It's the subscription rate's gone down.
Excuse me. All right, so what does it take to put together a festival like that?
One of my favorite sayings is that genius is just one step away from insanity. And I've actually crossed that line now.
Yeah.
I think there's quite amount of naivety really helps. Optimism.
Okay.
Being honest with everybody.
Yeah, you can
because-
still smile after 7 years. That's
yeah. I mean,
I know some ukulele coordinators that has lost their smiles.
Yeah, that's you got to be optimistic, and I think you've got to be straightforward with people. You've got to be realistic about the finances. I know some people who've started doing not festivals but shows, and they've got 100 seats to sell, and they do their sums on the fact that they're going to sell 100 seats at full price, and it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
You got to have the plan C. You got to have plan B, which is most likely going to sell 60 of the seats, and then you got to have plan C, which happens if you got to sell 30. In my case, if it was to rain, then I'll always have the people who pre-bought. They'll come. That's fine, but I'm going to say 25-30% of my audience, they're people who come along because it's a nice day and think, well, if it's a nice day, not too hot, not too cold, it's not going to rain, we'll go to the ukulele festival. Friends said it's good. But if it rains, or like last year we just had this heat wave which went on for months, and it's like people were so tired they didn't come. It really doesn't work. So you've got to have some sort of plan financial for that.
Yeah.
It's tough because ukulele festivals are usually an all-day thing, so the weather has to kind of keep up like all day, and also the energy has to be kept up all day. So us as artists, like to have we try not to look tired or seem tired because like there's people that might be coming in afternoon after work. Maybe we work at a 9 to 5. After 5 o'clock, they'll come to the festival and they'll see us. If they kind of see us and we're just like kind of like low on energy, that's their first impression. So as an artist, like we, at least me and Aaron, we try to be as energetic, as happy to be there, as possible, because we are, but it is tiring and stuff. So I could just imagine you being the festival coordinator, like people are at your faces all day and stuff, and just like people are asking you questions and people are like having all these problems. Like how do you keep it together? How do you keep it together?
It was in a brewery.
That is strategic.
No, I mean I generally find because I'm working on the festival 9 months before it actually starts, and it's a lot of work that's kind of slow. And filling in forms for grant applications and talking to people, getting graphics done, making sure the website's working, all these sort of mundane things that are like 5 minutes here, then 10 minutes the next week, and it's all split up. And then I generally find it's all very nervous and kind of nerve-wracking. But then I meet the first player coming off the plane at the airport, and then for me the festival started, and I'm into overdrive, and I'm just keep going and keep going. I know it's going to finish in 8 or 9 days, so then I can just kind of
7 more days. 7 more days.
7 more days.
4 more days.
23 hours, 59 minutes. But frankly, it's just the energy that's generated by running something like that, and the feedback you're getting from the people. You've got to have good people around you. You've got to have good people from the audience, and good players around you who both sides have to appreciate being there and enjoying it. And so many, not just the players, so many of the members of the audience I know personally. It's like getting a big family party together. So it's full of emotion and very, very it's a great time.
So if you could book a dream festival, same place, same brewery and stuff, you had unlimited funds, what would be your lineup?
I think everybody. It's really
no, but you still, you only had 3 days, or the 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, this is
same festival. Just if somebody, if like an investor, said like, book whoever you want.
Royce Mack, but he's dead.
Okay, alive. People alive.
Okay, all right. That was my alibi.
Spend all the money to bring him back to life.
Unlimited money. They're working on it.
Cryogenic.
It's so hard because my problem when getting these festivals, it's certainly at this time of year, is people will approach me, want to play, and I say, I'm sure we can find you 5 minutes to play or something, and I'm always getting told off from everybody helping me, we're full. And so to get everybody, obviously Jake, I'd love him to play with ukulele with Great Britain. I'd get you guys there with Honoka Azita, Chemo as well for the kind of the generosity and the heart there, with Zaza and Chris Huff. My absolute personal favourites are the Bad Mouse Orchestra.
Yeah, I saw them for the first time the other year.
Yes,
so good.
Well, I saw them.
Yeah.
I saw their
Charlotte's
first.
got a beautiful voice.
Yeah, I saw their
awesome.
first ever concert.
Oh yeah,
and I went up to them straight away. So I want you to play at the festival. I said, "It was our first concert." I said, "Yeah, but
yeah. Jake started playing bass for them.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah."
Because yes, they're great. Bad Mouse Orchestra.
Yeah.
If you guys have not heard of them before, they're awesome. Bad Mouse Orchestra plays some like 30s.
Yeah, it's a Royce Smeck.
Very very Royce Smeck stuff.
Crazy stuff, but they're the best.
Yeah,
They're really
and
good.
Charlotte Pelgin, she's got a great
Yes.
voice, and that just matches the kind of old timey like 30s kind of 20s music. It's so good. And I was a believer. She sang like Lullaby of Birdland, and I'm like, that is the most beautiful version of that song I've heard in my life. So check them out, Bad Mouse Orchestra. They're really good.
Oh,
They're really
and
good.
also who I would have to have there, and this is a lady who she's basically synonymous now with the Czech Festival, although she's not going to be here this year. I first came across it was when Aldrin first came over. Now the main part of the festival takes place in the old brewery barn, and outside in the courtyard we had open mics, and we closed the doors, and I was doing a sound check with somebody inside, and I heard all this mad cheering going on outside, and I opened the door, and there was this lady, Gabriella Foley, doing the All the Nations of the World song.
Gabrielle, so good.
And
Gabriella's
so,
good.
at any Dream Festival I would have, Gabriella Foley has got to be there.
Yeah.
So
Gabrielle is really, she's just her stage presence, and like just it's a show, really.
Yeah.
It's a show.
Yeah.
It's not just about like you were saying, the virtuosity or whatever. She does what she does well, but the way that she commands you, it's kind of like, I guess, our equivalent of Taimane here, like Taimane Gardner, the way that she commands the stage and stuff, it's that show, So although Taimane, might not be as good as say like Jake Shimabukuro and stuff, like you still get your money's worth. Like if you pay for a show to go see Taimane, same thing with Gabrielle. It's awesome. So I would have a double headliner of Jake Shimabukuro and James Hill. I think
Oh,
same night.
wow.
I would just,
Yeah.
I'd have those two just go play together. How much money do I have to throw at you so that you can play a set together? I don't want to see a Jake set. I don't want to see a James set. I want to see a Jake and James set.
we can make it more difficult. We could say, and all you're allowed to play is anything from Exile on Main Street. Nothing else.
Only soundtrack of Harry Potter. Hedwig's theme for 2 hours.
It's like James gets ready to play and is like, "Oh, what are you doing? Take out your chopsticks and your comb. That's all you can play with. What are you doing?"
But yeah, I think I would have a double headliner like of that if I had the
Yeah, you did say
unlimited amount of
money.
money,
Yeah.
unlimited amount of money, and they were like, no, this is the contract. You don't do a Jake show. You don't do a James show. You do a Jake and James show. That's what I paid for.
J and J.
J&J, the first ever J&J show, because I don't think if they've ever played a set together. From what I know,
Well, that would
right?
be good, wouldn't it? Yeah.
And I mean, with all respect to Ukulele Orchestra of Great Britain, they're awesome and stuff, but I want to see these two.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. That would be yeah.
But and if I could have another one, Ukulele Orchestra of Great Britain playing with being like the background of like a Taimane show. Like I would love to see that as well. Like Taimane being like right there front and center. Ukulele Orchestra of Great
As her
Britain like
orchestra.
behind her. Yeah, as like her orchestra behind. That would be another. So if we're talking like dream booking, I would book that. I would just have because you gave me all these ideas last night. I'm like, I want to put two people who are like total polar opposites of each other and just like see what happens. And I think that would be my two headlining acts.
Yeah, because that's what I was telling you yesterday about. Yeah, we had a retreat last year with Lorenzo Ukulolo and Chris Ukulele Uff, and Lorenzo is Italian guy, and his performances are fantastic, but it's all modern songs. And then you got Chris Uff, who does all the old Formby and the Royce Smeck stuff. And I said, okay, I want you two to do a retreat for 4 days. And there's a beautiful old Baroque monastery out in the country. With a brewery. There's a theme somewhere here.
And the formula.
Yeah, and neither of them, and they both said to me, he said, it sounds, but we both play completely different styles and different things, even the material. I said, yeah, but that's why I want you to do it together. And it was fantastic. 4 days, Everybody playing all day till 3 o'clock in the morning. It was great, absolutely great.
I would also do a Ota-san and Benny Chong like together. I would like do those two, just like feed off of each other. Even that, or a Benny Chong and Abe Lagrimas like together would be amazing. Like if I had unlimited money, the things that I would do would be it's just insane. I like fire knife dancers and
like get Abe and don't even have him have him play drums.
I think that's even more expensive. To have Avon, Avon Uke and stuff, but yeah, there's lots of like really cool like dream scenarios that I've never seen before. But I would like that, like Taimani and Ukulele Orchestra of Great Britain, like that's something that I would like to see, because she commands the stage like in front, and those and the orchestra could just be be in the back in their suits and stuff, and then Taimani with their like very flashy dresses,
and they could do the jokes.
Now.
They could do the jokes.
Exactly. I would love to see that. I heard Ben Rouse is playing for the ukulele orchestra now.
Yes, yeah.
So when did that happen?
I last saw them play when Ben was with them about 2 years ago. I don't know if it's 100%, all the time.
Oh, I see. Just whenever he can, or whenever they need him or something. Oh, cool. We've I played only one show with and shared one festival, and that was the show in Vicenza in Italy.
Yes.
And they're great guys, like, and girls. Yeah, and they're awesome. They're like actually really super nice. I've never met them before that and stuff. And here in America, not a lot of people have heard of the Ukulele Orchestra of Great Britain, but then they're like the like the Beatles like of the ukulele world, and they were super nice guys.
Well, one there's Hester who plays for the Ukulele Orchestra of Great Britain. I probably met her when I was 9 years old, and she was about 3 months old. And it just by chance, we both lived, and at the same time, they moved into this village, and I was just moving out. And this was in the 60s, and this village, there were 8 houses in it, in the southwest of England. And we kind of found this out, we kind of narrowed down closer. You lived in that place too? It's a place called Brooking, and you can look it up, near Totnes in Devon. And there are 8 houses there, and we both lived at the same time. Ukulele world, yeah.
So, because back when when I was I think right out of college, they did an ukulele, like it wasn't called a quartet or anything. They just had 4 really good and really different ukulele players that were like doing this tour, and it was Byron Yusui, Gordon Mark, Benny Chung, and Jake Shimabukuro, and they're all like different, and I saw them over at the local college over here in Kauai, and it's like one of those things that really like inspired me, and I'm like, that okay, I mean, I knew Jake, like he could do all these things, but there were all these like really great like serious and serious jazz players, serious romantic classical kind of players and stuff. It was an experience. It was awesome. So I'd like to see something like that again, And in the end, all 4 of them kind of played together. So I wanted to see like, how does Jake fit in this mix, So
So Daniel had another question. He said, regarding all the musicians that you've seen play, what's a common factor that results in a great, memorable performance? Is there something that you kind of see in every good performance has this one it factor that takes it up a notch or something?
I think for me, if I can, it might just because they're a fantastic performer, or it might be absolutely true and genuine. But if I feel that the performer is enjoying themselves while they're playing, then that's everything.
It comes through their
it does. The audience definitely feels it, and they'll know the difference between someone who's there like having a blast and someone who's just there to get paid. So that's a very good answer. It's a very good answer. As a performer, I know that.
Well, no, because if I have somebody who basically comes on stage, plays maybe a very good technical set, and then goes away, and I send them money by bank transfer or credit card, I just don't get them back because it's no fun for me.
If they didn't look like they were having
party.
Fun. Yeah, that's true.
Your family party.
Yeah, it is.
Man, I always enjoy the last night or like or the last performances of night where all like the artists kind of get together and play like a song together. That's always fun. I think that's always a highlight of the festival for me. Yeah. Any other questions from the audience, Kai?
Julia asked, is there any up and coming ukulele players that you'd like to jam with or maybe have at the festival? So.
Oh,
Kahai is an up and coming ukulele player.
I saw Amelia Coburn, English girl, does nice little arrangements. I wanted her to come to the festival this year, but she is studying in Russia and she can't do it. But she is very, very good. Molly Lewis, she's coming to the festival this year from the States. I love her stuff. Never seen her live, but hopefully she'll be able to make it. There's a new band with Charlotta and Jake, who have already mentioned, Muckrakers. They're going to be really exciting.
Yeah,
they're going to be really exciting. Who else?
So
It's really hard to say.
Hey, you know that you did that, right?
What?
Like those two meeting together and
Yeah.
you did that.
I know
You're
I did.
responsible for
No,
that.
well, come on, I'm not a matchmaker. I just put them in the same room, closed the door, and took the key away.
Charlotte from Bad
Don't-
Mouse Orchestra and Jake Smithies from Dead Man's Uke
Yeah.
are now like a band, and they're actually together.
Yeah.
don't come out until you form a band. You won't get the key back until you say that you guys are in a band together.
Yeah, the trouble is they didn't hear the last part of the sentence.
Forma. But let's see. If one of the up and comers like that I or new people that I know are coming up in the ukulele world include, of course, Carly. Like, I'm a big fan of Carly G. The Lee sisters are also coming up. They've got some cool stuff going on. Feng Yi from he's from Taiwan, I believe. Taiwan, right? Taiwan. He's really good. I don't know. Bar
blowing
Taiwan
up.
from either. He's really good. But he's one of those virtuosos and stuff. Because you like a show.
I like
you like a show. So
I think Carly would be really good.
Carly would be good.
Because Carly can play, she can rip.
And she can sing and stuff.
Yeah.
She's a great singer. Carly's an amazing singer. When she's kind of getting the getting her footing in the music business here in Hawaii. She's under.
Send me your contact.
Huh?
Send me your contact.
Yeah, maybe. Carly would like to do. So she's under 18. So I
Oh,
don't
okay,
know
yeah.
how easy it would be to get her over there, like without. But you got Honoka Nazito over.
Yes.
She used to play with them.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
she was their singer.
Oh, right.
And but Honoka Nazito became like their own thing and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And Carly's kind of doing her own solo thing. She's good. Do you guys know any up and coming youth players that are pretty good?
Well, I think Carly is like probably the one that just watching her, like, her play at NAM was like, oh man, how does she? We always question, right? Like, how is she able to sing like this when she's only how old is
I think
she?
she's like 16 or 17, but she sings like a 40-something-year-old black woman. Like, that's she's got the soul.
It seems like she's been through things, but there's no way that she could have been.
That kind of heartbreak or or blues and stuff. But yeah, she's
Yeah, and then I always say Sean Song from Korea.
Yeah, Sean Song from Korea.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I haven't seen Sean. I hope to see Sean at the end of the year this year. So when we go to Korea. Any other questions?
I think that's pretty much it.
Do you have any questions for us?
What was Gabriella's last name?
La Folie.
La Folie. Okay.
Do you have questions for us, Ben? Now that you've seen how luxurious ukulele is.
Why?
Did our receptionist scare you, by the way? She's very beautiful.
Yeah, I know. Well, that was.
She's-
I mean, you did.
So
You did warn me. You did
a
warn me.
lot of people get intimidated by how gorgeous she
And
is.
why leopard skin?
It's Kahai's choice.
Oh,
Perfect
so
choice.
you get to choose the costume.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's, uniform. We don't say costume.
So it's a
very
uniform.
sexy. It's a uniform.
Okay, so that's why all the others are wearing the leopard skin
Well,
as well.
I own a huge closet of leopard skin stuff.
Well, we won't
so
talk about
it's-
you.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's how we save money.
Yeah.
But,
No, but
just
what-
take some from my closet.
So the question is, it's more about Hawaiian culture because this is my first trip to Hawaii.
Okay.
So why is the Hawaiian cooking so health conscious?
Well, okay. So for context, before we came here, I took him out to brunch, I guess, so breakfast, lunch.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
He had his first loco moco ever, which was what's in your loco moco?
Large food. It's rice with a hamburger. Well, just the meat of the hamburger. Then there's
Over easy.
an egg over easy egg. And then there's gravy on it, and there's ketchup. And then, as I explained to Audrey when I was sitting there, it's like somebody had invented this dish and think, okay, now there's 5 billion calories in this already. Nobody's going to be able to eat this and get up and walk afterwards. So what can we add to make it even fattier? And so you get 2 pieces of toast with butter and jam. And it's like,
family.
Oh.
why?
Sourdough toast with jam on the side.
Yeah.
Like they gave him.
Yeah.
Next is loco moco. I'm like,
Not
however
complete.
much rice
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
But it's my favorite food, by the way. Like I think I've told you that before. And why is Hawaiian food so health conscious, Aaron?
So health
As the
conscious.
healthiest.
As the healthiest
Yeah.
person in the room who's done many marathons in his lifetime.
I mean, I must admit, though, but saying that, the Czech Republic is famous for very stodgy food.
Yeah.
But, well, there is stodge and there is stodge.
We like our food here, and I mean, it's basically whatever was in the kitchen back then. Yeah, like whatever we could kind of scrounge up. We had leftover rice. We had some there's hamburger patty, and there's some eggs in the fridge. Always, it's just whatever we can cook up.
Yeah.
like
And then I think, all of Polynesia,
Yeah.
Historically is bigger people, so the portions kind of reflect that. So.
Yeah,
they're like twice, 3 times your
Yeah,
size
yeah.
usually.
I mean,
Yeah.
You've seen The
So-
Rock, Dwayne
Yeah.
Johnson, and Jason Momoa.
So they're not
small
gonna get
dudes.
full over a small
Salad.
portion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's from Hawaii is a cultural pot, so there's a bunch of different cultures,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and you kind of just get the best food from all of them. So it's
Yeah.
I don't know. When you ask for a lunch special plate, you're gonna get a lot of meat from different types of
Mhm.
places.
Mhm.
So
yeah. And so when you introduce all this amazing stuff like beef stew and loco moco and stuff, and then someone brings a salad, who brought this?
Yeah.
You know what? Whose specialty is salad?
Yeah, I
where-
can never forget. You go to a place where you just get all this really greasy, stodgy food, and then you get a bowl of salad next to you. It's like if I wanted salad, I would not be ordering all
Yeah,
this.
it's because both of them will go down your stomach,
the
and then the salad will go to the loco moco. Oh no, he's with me. It's
Yeah,
his food.
okay.
Salad's
Yeah, yeah.
the VIP
Yeah.
of my
Yeah.
stomach. No, it's cool, Aldrine. It's healthy. He's coming
Yeah.
in with me.
well, there's a person who took a picture of what they got for lunch, and they asked the people who made the food oh, can I have extra salad, meaning extra green salad, and they got
Mac
double
salad.
scoop of mac salad.
Macaroni salad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is not a salad.
Salad.
Yeah.
Yeah, salad could mean a lot of things here
But in
too.
Hawaii, that's
Yeah.
it's oh yeah, that's what you should get if you
Mac
ask for
salad.
that.
That's
Yeah.
right. You didn't have mac salad with your loco moco. That's usually what
Really?
instead of the toast, they usually have macaroni salad,
Okay, I'm
which you
happy
mix
with the
together.
toast.
But,
Which
you
is-
know,
yeah.
Toast, I was very it's like,
your toast is your break
Yeah.
from the loco moco. Your loco moco break.
I mean, it's in Central Europe, salad, it gets
Yeah.
a similar thing, but you get potato salad.
Yeah.
It's like-
Yeah.
And it's ice cold, and it's -10 outside. It's -10 at home at the moment. And you just can't eat it. It's just gunshit.
What is that?
Potato salad. Yeah.
So the people who are gonna visit or who's gonna go to the Czech festival, is there something that they have to try out to eat, or is there a place they have to go? Is there something?
Well, our local pub does very good chicken and chips, or pork and chips, and in several different ways. Soups are good. Cakes are good. Goulash is a standard.
Goulash is
Oh,
great. I've
yeah.
had goulash there before. I've had
Yeah.
the cutlet is really nice, the pork cutlet that they've had. And I keep talking about that one dish that they no longer have anymore,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
it's like the greenest dish on the on the menu. It's like arugula with some couscous and goat cheese.
Yeah.
You mix it together. It's so good.
Yeah.
I make it at home all the time now. I don't know
Okay.
if I told you because
I know.
I emailed you. I'm like, what is that that circle ball thing. Couscous? I'm like, yeah, that's it. 'Cause who eats couscous in Hawaii? Like, nobody eats couscous here. it's not a thing. Like, you eating rice? Like, no, it's not. It's like rice. It's rice-ish.
Yeah, couscous is weird though. But and we do have a very good vegetarian school there at the festival.
Oh, yeah?
So if people...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. She stayed at the mayor's house with us. Like, there's a yeah.
And
She has a little stand and stuff.
yeah,
like
and
that.
I think she bought a nice little
Vegan
Hana
stand.
ukulele. So
Mhm. Oh,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
correctly.
yeah. She was really nice.
Yeah.
She was really nice. So before we leave, tell us about the beer in Czech and stuff, and Anheuser-Busch and all that. You know, that whole thing. So, like, okay, so it's cheap there. Why is it so cheap in the Czech Republic?
Well, it's because 30 years ago nearly it was part of the communist bloc, and financial levels have been artificially kept lower.
Yeah.
And it's taking a long while to basically move up. Things are becoming more expensive. But if you remember, I'm sure it's the same here as in Europe, whereas, you know, if I buy a pint of beer in England, it's going to cost me similar to here, maybe a little bit cheaper. But 90% of that money is tax. And the tax level, you know, the water costs pretty much the same, the ingredients cost the same, labour costs are lower, energy costs are a little bit lower, property costs are a little bit lower. But the tax costs are a lot lower, and so that's why the beer can be sold for a lot cheaper. And it's part of it's also part of the culture. You know, people will still go out to the local pub and they will drink. They'll eat fairly cheaply as well in pubs, but mainly it's the social glue. For many
Would
people.
people riot if it was too expensive?
People would get crazy.
Yeah, they would.
I've always wondered that, because when I went, I'm like, okay, there's like the menu for like bottled drinks and stuff, like a you know, soda or water, and I'm like, okay, I just want like a bottle of water. And it was actually more
expensive,
more expensive than getting like a pint of beer.
Yeah,
And
you cannot
Bottled
afford
water.
to go to a pub with kids, you know, because you know you go in there. Okay, so it's 3 beers and a Coca-Cola, and you know you've drunk your beer and you're ordering another one, and the kids kind of almost finished the Coca-Cola. Can I have another one, Dad? No, you've had enough.
No, cut you off.
I could order 3 more beers for
You
your
don't have
one.
to drink that Coca-Cola so quickly. You'll be ill. It's not good for you.
It's not good for you.
Isn't that why you
Can't wait till you're 18.
Well, you gotta start them young, right? Like,
18.
how old are you? It's like old enough.
Yeah.
Right? Come on, like we can't afford Coca-Cola.
We can't afford.
Just give the kid. You know.
All right.
Yeah. No, they used to. You used to be able to go to the pub with a jug. They don't do it so much now, and you just fill the jug up and take it home for dinner.
Oh,
and
yeah.
most people would send the kids because, you know, in small communities, people know the kids, and of course the kids would be.
On the way home.
Yeah. And a friend of mine, unfortunately, he was a very well-known author. Unfortunately, he died last year. But he was a pub character and a writer about pub characters. And one of his memories as a childhood, and his father was the local policeman, and they sent him and his friends to the pub. And so they drank about half the beer on the way home, and they had to fill it up with something.
Oh no!
This is a family show, so I won't go.
And we're not. Ukulele Underground does not condone underage drinking right now.
Drinking, so. But yeah, it's insane. I mean, like at those prices and stuff, like I said, I just wanted to, because it was maybe 9 a.m. I was having breakfast like at the brewery.
Oh wow, yeah.
And it's like. Yeah. Like, oh, so would you like a 10 or a 15 people? I'm like, no, like it's 9 a.m. Like, give me some water. Like, they're like, okay, well, it'll be this much.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's 9 a.m. But it's, I love it. If you guys should check it out. If you guys have ever, you know, or if you guys are ever in the area, or if you guys ever want to plan on something, you know, on a family trip or something to a festival, Czech Festival is one of the best to go to.
Last weekend of July every year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, I know. I do know how to read minds as well.
Yeah, so plan your European trips around that.
Yeah, around that. Yeah. So yeah, check it out. It's awesome. Like like I said, it's not just like whoever kind of artists and stuff. He has like some great artists like Taimane, Honoka Nazita. He wants to bring Jake over. He's had James Hill. You mentioned you've had James Hill and stuff. So it's not just like it's not just whatever
Aldrin,
local
Guerrero.
people. I guess we were just openers for Honoka Nazita. Like,
So that year you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. What else can we get?
We already spent money on Honoka Nazita. We have a little bit of money left. I guess he could hold their bags.
Actually, I've got a ukulele players collector's album, and I'm thinking, okay, that one, got that one.
But hey, thanks so much, Ben. Thanks for joining us today.
Pleasure.
Thanks for being our special
Thank
guest.
you, sir.
I hope you guys
Thank you.
enjoyed this. Let us know if you guys have any questions or anything like that. We'll make sure to send it his way if it's regarding the festival or anything like that. But anything else, I'll be more than happy to answer it for you guys. So on behalf of of Aaron and Kai as well, we'll see you guys next time. Stick around for one-on-one coaching. Aloha.
Bye-bye.
Do
Thank you.
these.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Aloha.
Hawaiian gang style.
Yeah, sorry. What's the name outside again?